episode 229 of Keeping It Real. Somehow I'm your host, Jack Kadis. Today we got a very, very special guest, Yanni. We're back in the shed like we were last episode, and I have two brief things to run through with you. First and foremost, we're looking for a sponsor. For a month now, I've been searching for my first ever sponsor. $0. I don't want your money. I just want my first sponsor. So if you're interested in being the sponsor of the next episode of Keeping It Real, not only that, the first ever sponsor, get in touch with me. Second, we break this show into 3 segments. First segment, we keep it real to the best of our ability. Next segment, we talk about a real world event. And then last but not least, we get a little bit of advice, philosophy, and on a high note.
Yeah?
What's up?
Nothing much, dude. So glad to see you, bro.
Same, man.
How long has it been, bro? It's been almost a year. Didn't you come last time? It was right when we moved in or right after we moved in? Or was that... I don't know.
When I came last, this shed didn't look like this.
No, it did not. Griffin didn't live in here, did he?
No, what's going on with you?
Life, bro. Took a semester off of school. I've just been working full time. I just got back from Europe. I was gone in Europe for about 3 weeks. I went to Greece. That was awesome. It was great. I mean, everything about being anywhere else but in the States is always nice, So, but yeah, man, other than that, I'm just working. I have a beautiful girlfriend now. Very thankful for her. She helps me out a lot, keeps me in check because, I'm a loose screw sometimes. That's just the way it is. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm just here to see another day. That's all I can say, So.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't have a girlfriend, but I've been looking for one.
Yeah?
I've been trying to ask girls out on dates, man. I had this block in my head where it's like, I never really have trouble saying how I feel when it's like whenever I'm mad, I can voice that so easily. Whenever I'm sad, bro, I can tell everybody I'm fucking sad. Whenever I'm like happy, bro, it's the first thing out of my mouth. But whenever there's a girl I think is hot, I just can't get it to come out of my mouth, dude.
So I'm going to tell you what happened with me. So basically I met her back in January and we were at the bar, might as well, mall. It's the
I know it.
Yeah, everyone's dabbled in mall a little bit. But I'm sitting there and I wasn't looking for anything, dude. I didn't want anybody. I kind of just had that like New Year's what's the word? Resolution. Yeah. That I was like, okay, I need to lock in. I want to save 10 grand in the year. I want to buy a new car. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I was there with my buddy was in town, Jacob, and he was like, come on, dude, let's go watch the college football games. Let's go to the bars. And I'm like, oh, all right, dude, I'll go, whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm like crashing out. Not actually crashing out, but I'm sitting there. I'm like, what am I doing on a Monday at the bar, drinking beer, watching college football? There's all these, kids around drinking, having a good time. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get one more beer and I'm going to hop on out of here. When I walked up to the bar, I saw this girl sitting with her friend. And I was like, I mean, I gotta say hi. I mean, she's freaking gorgeous, So I go there and I order a beer, and I hear her friend. Which is also her roommate, talking to one of my fraternity brothers. Now, if might as well, not everyone there is 21. Everyone has fake IDs to get in there, all that jazz. But this girl's yelling at one of my fraternity brothers. And she goes, shut up, you're like 19. And he goes, shut up, you're like 20. And she goes, I'm 24. And so I turn and I'm like, what are you doing here? That was the first entrance I saw. So once that door cracked, I put my foot down. I said, what are you doing here at this college bar for basically younger kids at 24 years old? And she was like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 21. And she was like, what are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, it's my buddy. He's not 21 yet. We're just here for the college football game. We're just here to have a good time. And I look over at her friend who I initially saw from the jump. And I was like, excuse me, ma'am. I have to ask, what are you doing here? She was like, well, this is my first time. And so I go, I mean, dude, for someone who lives in Wilmington, if they haven't been to the mall, that's like a diamond in the rough. You don't find that. I could go knock on our neighbor's door right now and ask them where they went last weekend. I guarantee you mall is one of the spots. So at that point, it freaked me out. I was just like, holy crap. Like, who is this girl? Where are you from? All that stuff. So I started talking to her. She told me she's from Charleston. She moved here. She does school online. She works full time, pays all of her own bills. And for me, that's what I do. I work full time, pay all my bills. I'm very independent. So when she told me all that, I was kind of struck. I was just like, Yanni, this is your year. This is not what you came to the bar for. I was like, this is it. But we sat there. We had a great conversation. We sat there for about an hour. And she was like, oh, well, my Uber's here. I'm going to go. But it was great talking to you. So she gets up. She starts to walk away. And I'm literally debating in my head. I'm like, I got to say something. Like, I have to say something. And I would be more mad at myself if I never said anything. So before she starts walking out the door, I go and I tap her on the arm and I'm like, hey, before you leave, I would be really mad at myself if I didn't get your Instagram, your number, or something. Like I can't just let you walk out of here knowing I may never see you again. And she goes, whatever one you want, it's all yours. And so now we're dating, and now it's going well, and yeah. So
how many people meeting someone is a very strange event.
It is.
I mean, what are the chances that you two both were there at the same time?
Probably 1 in a billion. Especially for someone who's been through the certain things that I've been through. Not certain things that I've been through, but is kind of in the same situation as me. Her parents, they support her. They're there for her. They love her, of course. But financially, she's independent. And one thing I found, I haven't dated in 3 years. I haven't dated since my ex-girlfriend in high school. And so one thing that always struck me when I met new girls here, they didn't understand. They didn't appreciate. They just expected. So when someone's given something their whole life, or I'm not saying everyone's been given stuff their whole life, but we're at an age now that you with this podcast, you bust your ass for this. You want someone who's
thank you.
That cherishes and understands that you work hard for what you have. You know what I mean? So for me, that's just what it was. Because all the girls that I've met, they just expect, fancy dinners, nice drinks, they want a guy that has a nice truck or a nice car. And, I didn't have that. I had a Prius, I lived in Section A. So someone who accepts me for me and sees, how hard I work, that's just kind of what I value in a relationship. It's not all about looks anymore, which my girl is very beautiful, I must say myself. But, yeah.
Being 22 is a hell of a... Are you 22 or 23?
I am 22, yeah.
We are Unk.
Yeah, we did hit Unks.
People, and they call me Unk, and it's ridiculous. What does it mean to be this old?
Responsibilities, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Someone looks at you for advice, and it's almost like you have to answer it. You have them mapped out. You know everything. I don't know shit.
I don't know anything.
I don't know anything. I know that I get to hopefully wake up tomorrow, and I made it through yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what I know. I know that you texted me, and now we're here on a podcast.
Oh, and I'm wicked excited that we are.
Yeah. No, I've been waiting on this, dude. I remember I texted you about 6 months ago, and I was like, you gotta let me hop on. You got I know you've been running around town, but
I get this block when it comes to in-person guests.
Really?
Because I was traveling around, but that stopped.
Really?
And then I was doing these solo episodes. And, for the purpose of, keeping the podcast alive, that's just fine. But they're supposed to be guests.
Yeah. And
not over the phone, Discord. No, right. Griffin. I would much rather have him on the call with Discord than not.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But it's this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I love it. This is cool. This is so cool. I've always wanted, I always wanted to start my own podcast. I used to smoke a lot of marijuana. I don't do that much anymore. But I always wanted to start a podcast called Sorry I'm Stoned.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah. Sorry I'm Stoned. And basically what it was is 3 guys chilling with some guests and, talking, when they say something either messed up or fucked up or, it touched the heart a little bit, it's just sorry, dude, I'm stoned. I'm stoned. I can't help it. But, what you're doing is great, traveling around, doing what you can to get by. And just, you're doing what you love. And that's the difference with a lot of people our age that I realize is that a lot of people really give a shit about what other people got going on. everyone wants to either be the same or have more than someone else.
That's why this show is so great, because it's like my thing that I got going on, but the whole premise is I have a guest on, and they say what they got going on.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Not everyone. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I got this, like I said, this weird block, and there was something I just wanted to say, but I forgot.
It's a block right there.
I hope it comes back to me, man. It was a question. It was something probably along the lines of like, what were we talking about? We were talking about.
Yeah, the block. Oh, now there's another block right there. But
Sorry,
traveling.
bro.
No, bro, you're good. No, you're good.
Bro.
What's up?
You mess with the exposure, the lighting.
Yeah.
Door.
You're messing us up here.
We want to listen.
Okay, don't trip any chords. We're live, man. We are live.
Yeah. You know, one thing I was gonna say, I don't know if this goes back to what you were just saying, but you know, like not having guests and stuff like that, like going through the discords and stuff. Have you ever thought about like, I know this may be a lot different, but you know, going like where are you at now? Raleigh, right?
Right.
Raleigh. I mean, your podcast is called Keeping It Real. You know, you just walk up to about a few individuals.
What do you think about the name? That was
Dude, I love the name.
Okay,
Keeping It Real. I mean, that's a great way to start. Like, so hey, like my name is Jack Kadis. I have a Keeping It Real podcast.
Furthermore, name everything. Set up like direction wise. Like, what do you think? Like, if this was your show, would you change direction? Like, if you were the captain of the ship, what do you think? Because like I'm always trying to like
improve,
figure out what's good, what's improve.
Yeah.
Like, so do you have any ideas?
I mean, the more exposure, the more you learn, you know, like I think what you're doing is great. You know, you have a lot of people that want to come on. I mean, for me, I've wanted to be on it for almost a year now. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. But what I would say is that like you're in Raleigh, you know, NC State's right there. I'd walk around and be like, I have the Keeping It Real podcast. Do like clips, or not clips entirely, but like shorter, you know, Keeping It Real podcast. You have a few questions lined up. Keeping it real, you know? And I mean, for me, if you come up to me and I'm a college kid and you say I have a podcast called Keeping It Real, I mean, I'm going to answer those questions. I mean, the name is everything. That's what grabs the attention, you know? And then with the people on it, you know, the follow through and the questions and all that stuff, it follows after that. But I think the name is great. I think what you're doing is great. It's just, I mean, you've done it. What? This is episode 229.
It is.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. After some time, you're gonna hit a block. You know, you're not gonna really know what else to do. But that's just when you take what you're doing, just change it a little bit. You know, that's what I've learned. So, yeah.
Where you from?
I'm from Charlotte. Well, Monroe, North Carolina. Grew up in Charlotte. I actually lived out here in Wilmington for a while as a kid. I lived up in Sneads Ferry. It's about an hour out from over here. But it was the best time of my life when I was growing up as a kid. So when I moved back to Charlotte and all my buddies wanted to go to college, they were talking about Wilmington. And I was like, you know, we should all get a house together and book it. And now I've been here 3 years. So...
Okay, a brief announcement. The segments are going away. This is going to be an old-fashioned podcast. We're just ripping it until we don't rip it anymore.
Let's do it.
I will do a quick. If you want to be the sponsor, you can not only be the sponsor, but the first sponsor.
You need to sponsor this guy.
Because
I don't know which camera to look at.
I have 3 spots. So I have 3 sponsor spots, and since I don't have one, I use it for. We'll get one.
Yeah.
I tell Griffin like there's going to be a day where I look back and enjoy like the read where it's like I'm calling out.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Griffin. Griffin's been doing this shit for, like ever?
Oh my God, we should talk about Griffin.
Yeah.
What do you think about his success on Instagram? Because he'll look you dead in the face and say that he's not famous.
I mean, in Griffin's eyes, his vision, he's not yet. You know what I mean? I've been around. You've been around him just as much as I have, if not more. To
make this a standalone episode, for those that don't know, Griffin has found success on Instagram in the terms of around 50,000 followers.
Yeah, he's at like 55K right now. Might be 56.
And the views that he'll get on the reels are probably like 500,000 at some crazy points. And so that's what we're talking about. Griffin Hilliard pimping with Griffin.
Yeah,
pimping with Griffin. Friend of ours.
Yeah, I think that Griffin is definitely his own creature. That's just I've always felt that way. Griffin's always thought outside of the box. He's not if you tell him to build a Lego set, he's not going to build the Lego set that you built. He's going to create some other shit, you know. And I've seen it happen. He's made like a boat turn into a motor. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he turned something into like this cool motorcycle. He's just always had that creative like mindset. Not a lot of people have that, you know, that can look at something and repaint it. He doesn't need the trace. I mean, he can. If he does, it might come out a little better, but like he doesn't need that, you know. Being around him, living with him is totally different. I mean, yeah, we butt heads all the time. He pisses me off. I'm sure I piss him off. How could I not? I'm a pretty irritable guy. I can piss a lot of people off, but you know, there's nothing more that I wish than success for him, you know? And seeing, you know, at times he's dysfunctional, but when it comes down to the line, he's going to get it done, you know? And there's not a lot of people, especially friends, that, you know, that I feel like a lot of people have that, you know, that you can call at 4 o'clock in the morning and he's going to answer, show up and be there. For instance, the one time I was actually at the bar, he called me when his minivan exploded. It was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time it was. Instantly, he was like, I'm stuck on the side of the road. I said, drop your pin. I'm on the way. You know, on the way instantly. I don't know if he ever told you about that night, but we didn't get home until like 12 p.m. the next day.
Damn.
Yeah, we were stranded in the middle of nowhere. We got our lawnmower stolen. My fucking truck broke down. His car was toast. It was a shit show, but the thing is that it was the best time ever. Like we had a blast. Like we had so much fun, you know, like, and then his dad out of nowhere, like this car pulled over on the side of the road. It was sunny outside by then. And we didn't know who it was, but when we realized it was his dad, it was literally like a movie scene. Like we were like, oh my God, our savior. It was insane. But like, you know, I've always told him if I was stranded, you know, in the middle of nowhere, Griffin would definitely be the one that I'd want to be with. As much as dysfunctional that he can be at times, like he'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, he'll say to me, especially live on the show, he'll be like, I'm a loser. And I never know how to respond to that. For some reason, it irritates me because I don't see him that way. What do you think?
Well, personal opinion, you believe in what you tell yourself.
That's what I'm trying to explain to him.
Yeah. If you fill yourself up with negativity, you're going to get depressed. You know, if you tell yourself something and you keep telling it to yourself, you're going to believe it at some point. Like for me, do I think I'm a loser sometimes? Fuck yeah. Like, yeah, we all lose, but you have to lose to know how to win. Like that's my theory on it. Like if you're not a loser, then you will never win because you don't know what it's like to lose. You know, you got to lose to be able to gain. I don't even know if that makes sense, but in my head, it's just like, how do you expect to grow when you've done nothing wrong? You can't do everything right. You know, it's just like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, what I feel like he means by calling himself a loser is that, you know, like he looks at everyone around him. I mean, I took off a semester. If anyone's a loser, it should be, you know, I'm right there with Griffin, to be honest. I dropped out of school for a year. My freshman year, I messed up all my grades, you know, and I've slowly been trying to backtrack and fix everything, but that takes time. But I can't move as fast as my friends. My other roommate, Matt, like he fucked around, but he locked in. He transferred into UNCW. He's on time to graduate. Our other roommate, Thomas, you know, I mean, Tommy Tom's the GOAT. Tommy Tough Knuckles. You know, he likes to have fun, but, you know, if there's an assignment, he's doing his assignment. So being around that has helped me. But, oh, and then Slimy Mike. Slimy Mike came here, moved here with us, you know, went to Cape Fear, transferred into UNCW. I'm the last link. So it's just like, you know, what you hang around, what you tell yourself. And I let like, I don't know how to explain it. I let, like what Griffin's saying, like he feels like he's a loser. I listen to that too much, like way too much, to the point where I didn't go to school. I didn't go to class. I didn't do my assignments. I wasn't doing my job right. I wasn't showing up on time. I wasn't a good roommate. I wasn't taking care of my dog. I wasn't doing shit for myself.
Do you think, I told Griffin this, do you think maybe it's like a little bit of a comfort knowing you're your own worst enemy? Like at the end of the day, like I'm the one that's holding myself back, so it's like it's a battle within you.
Yeah. I feel like Griffin doesn't have that problem though.
Well, I guess it is kind of a weird instance because he says it, but it's like it almost doesn't really seem to affect him that much.
It doesn't register in his brain.
But you still, I swear, at like a decade from now, if he continues to do it, it might catch up with him.
Yeah, that is true. Hopefully by then we're all millionaires and we're all chilling. Don't have to worry about it. But one thing when I first met Griffin, I remember the exact moment. We were both dating girls that went to his girl didn't go to a private school, but my girlfriend at the time did. And she hung out, like Griffin's girlfriend hung out with all the private school kids, whatever. And I remember my girl called me and was like, hey, where you got this event, like my friend's hosting something, let's go over there. I didn't want to go. I did not want to go. I didn't want to be around a whole bunch of rich, preppy kids because that's not where I came from.
Right.
But when I went there, they're all talking, introduced. They were cool. They were all cool. I like all of them, actually. But then I see this dude chilling at the window, rolling himself up a little stogie. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yo, babe, who the fuck is this guy? And she was like, oh, I don't know. That's Lindsay's boyfriend, Griffin, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I see he's rolling a stogie, and I was just like, all right. So I walked up, introduced myself. I was like, yo, dude, what's up? My name's Yanni. I don't know anyone here. I'm a public school kid. All these guys are private school. And instantly he goes, oh, you go to public school? And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh my God, me too. And we literally started jumping around. And from that moment on, I knew that me and Griffin would be friends for life. Like,
that was a good impression.
It was a great impression. And he asked me where I wanted to go to school. I remember he was wearing his Hornets sweatshirt. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday. He was wearing his Hornet sweatshirt. We were sitting there talking. He's like, where do you want to go to school? I was like, Wilmington. He was like, bro, we got to take it over. We got to take it over. Fast forward a year going into college, whatever like that. We pull up on our sophomore year. He calls me and goes, hey, man, I just moved into Aspire. And that's where I moved in my second year. And I go, oh, yeah, dude, I'm pulling in right now. That motherfucker moved into the apartment right above me.
No way.
Tell me the chances of that, dude. Tell me the chances of that.
No planning, no nothing.
No planning, no nothing. He didn't even know where he was moving to. He was like, yeah, dude, I just moved into this apartment complex called Aspire. And I was like, oh, dude, I live there. And he goes, oh, yeah? And I pull in on my truck. I got my friends in the bed of it. And he's on the phone. I'm looking at him. And I'm like, where'd you move in? He's like, right there. And I'm like, I live right there. And instantly, like, it was just like, it was meant to be. And then 2 months later, he landed that mural project. Me and him landed another fat project, which personally, it didn't work out because I didn't pull my weight on that. Well, it worked out. We still got paid for it, but I could have done better. We could have built more off of that. But like, I was more at like, I had that crappy mindset, I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. I was living a life I don't want to live forever, but instead of just putting my foot down, realizing what I need to do, yeah, like I didn't do it, but now I'm doing it. And now it's like my life has just been going so smooth, like everything's smooth. So it's great. Yeah.
Dude, you got a good voice for the show. It's hitting the microphone right. I can tell. I'm looking at the volume level, and it's just like mine. Griffin has. I don't mean to say, Griffin, you have a bit of trouble talking into the mic sometimes. I'm just gonna be honest. You got a good voice.
I appreciate it.
You got a good tempo of speech.
Yeah.
You can very well hold like when you're saying something, I can tell that like it's the perfect ratio of thought to mouth. You ever try freestyling?
Yo, if they're listening to this inside, they're literally gonna lose their shit.
My God, are they listening to us?
They are. Yeah, they have. Yes, I freestyle all the time.
Same. I freestyle once a day now.
Yeah, really? Yeah, me and my friends, it's just like a hobby. It's nothing crazy, but he'll come into town. We'll have a good weekend, and then we'll just drop like 5 or 6 songs, just cause, it's great.
It's the best.
Oh, it's so much fun. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so federal. But yeah, no, that's funny you mentioned that because, yeah.
All right, tell me about where you work.
Okay, so I am the store manager of a detail and car wash center here. Well, car wash and detail center here in Wilmington. It's called Cruiser's Car Wash. Basically, I just tell a whole bunch of kids what to do. We vacuum cars, clean them, send them on their way. We do seat shampooing, wax, polish, all that, the whole 9 yards. If you need your car to look brand new, like you got it off the lot, just come see me.
Have you ever seen Severance?
Severance?
You haven't seen it.
No.
Apple TV original TV show.
Okay.
Limited, like 9 episodes.
Word?
You know how Apple can get with their stuff. Very well shot.
Yeah.
Cinematic, expensive cameras. The whole premise of the show is there's a guy, when he clocks into work, the chip in his brain, Lumen is the company that implanted the chip that he works for, swaps him into work mode, forgets everything from outside work mode. When he clocks out, continues right back from where he left off in the elevator. It's an elevator where the switch occurs, and then he's back to off work mode. Doesn't remember anything from work, so he's severed. Same person, 2 different minds, basically.
Right.
Do you ever feel like when you clock into work, it's like a different world, or are there ties? Like, what do you think?
Oh yeah, it's a whole different world. The way I look at it is that like when I go into work, like I didn't really realize it at first up until I came back from Europe. Europe was like an eye-opening experience for me. But, as the manager, as the person who talks to the first person that talks to the customers, you set the tone. If I walk up to you, I'm like, hey, how you doing? What kind of wash you want? You're going to look at me like, dude, fuck this guy. I'll get a basic.
But you're not going to set the tone when you, well, I guess you might, but there's not like a monetary exchange when like you see a friend from out of town.
Right.
You're not like, and that'll be $34.99.
Yeah, no. So like for me, it's just about, all right, like the way I look at it is I don't let anything outside work affect my work anymore. Why? Because it affects my work. I'm not the same person I need to be. When I'm at work, I'm there to get paid. I'm there to make as much money as I can. I'm there to do the best job I can. And that's it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I fuck off sometimes.
Right.
I have a good time. It's a whole bunch of young bucks. Like my roommates work there. College kids work there, fraternity bros work there. It's a great environment. But at the end of the day, like when I go in, it's about making money. It's about running a business. And that's where I used to struggle, but I don't struggle there anymore. So when I talk to these customers and I'm starting off the tone, I want them, when they go and their friend goes, oh, your car looks great. Oh, you got to go see Yanni at Cruisers. I mean, that dude said he'd get me so right, you can't turn left. Like, he just always, like, I always have a little punchline because sometimes people just need that. Sometimes it's more than just a car clean. Like yesterday, we had a customer come in. She couldn't afford a car wash, but I could just tell that she was going through it. Like, I could just tell. So I just told her, I was like, you know what? Sometimes everyone needs a reset. Don't worry about it. We got you. And so she gave us like $25. I just split it through all the staff, everyone who touched her car. I split it through everyone there and just helped her out. So did that answer your question kind of?
I don't know. I'm making sure that, okay, I think my voice is good. I just want to, this episode is such a good episode. You realize how to the episode is a good episode that you want to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
One of the most frustrating things is when you finish and, fucking B cam wasn't turned on, or one of the mics doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I can imagine. I could imagine. I wouldn't know.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So it's the service industry. And what about on the days where, yes, you don't bring anything from outside work into work, but you're human. And I feel like when you're working in the service industry, you're very much expected to be inhuman in the sense that you're always going to be the de-escalator.
Yeah.
You're always going to be, I don't even know how to explain it.
I know exactly.
How do you deal with the customer that comes around and they want to piss you off?
Yeah. If I'm being quite honest, I don't know. Like I truly don't know how
I'm listening.
Yeah, I don't know how I do it, if I'm being honest. For me, it's just more kind of like, God, I don't know how to explain it. For me, it's just like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I hate it when customers bitch at me, just like any other person would hate it when someone complains,
It's like, I'm doing my job, and you're gonna come in here and be pissed at me for doing my job.
But that's, you can't
walk away.
No, you can't, never. You can never walk away.
Or you can walk away.
You can, but that's just not, it's not professional to do that. You know?
In some cases, actually, it'll be better to walk away.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Like, if you've already blown your top, you should walk away.
Yeah. For me, I just always try to relate to the customer. If you relate to the customer and you're able to help them understand that you understand how they're feeling, Like for instance, okay, say someone comes up, you come up to me, and your car's not vacuumed right, and I look at it, and I could tell that the guys that vacuumed it just didn't do a good job. I'm gonna look, and I mean, you could be railing me, you could be saying whatever the hell you're saying, but I'm gonna look at you and be like, hey, dude, I'm the manager here. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Excuse my French. I should know. Yeah, I'm glad you said something, sir. If I paid blah, 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 blah amount for a car wash, I'd want that spec picked up too. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to take this back around. I'll throw you a little coupon. You come back and see me, ask for me. I'll take care of it next time so we don't ever run into this issue. Now, there's some guys that are coming in there. They want their money back. They wanted a free wash. You know, people like that, cool. I got you, bro. I can give you a gift card, but you can only spend it here. I mean, it's just money coming right back to me. It doesn't matter. So it's like, there's always a way. And then there's some customers that you literally can't do anything. They came there because they got stuff going on at home. You know, they're just not in a good mood. But I'm not gonna lie, I've had a few customers like leave like out of anger, but then come back and apologize.
Really?
For the way that, yeah, like the way we handled the situation and my staff. Like I always tell my staff, the customers bitching, don't talk to them. Let me do. That's my job. You know what I mean? That is my job, to de-escalate the situation. I love talking to people. You know, if I have to manipulate our way into having a mutual understanding, then that's what I'm going to do so everyone walks away happy. Is it the most professional thing? I don't know. You tell me. You know?
I don't know what I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, half of the time, I don't know what I'm saying either.
What do you think about these segments? Because I was thinking maybe we should still break into real world events.
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever you want.
Plenty of topics on the top of my head.
You do.
All right, well, we're way past. But you know, that's what happens when you fucking.
Hey, if you guys are watching the stream inside, can one of y'all bring me another beer, please?
We could do a. If you want to go grab one, I can put. Like we could.
No, I'm curious if they're actually listening. If they bring me a beer, that'd be dope.
Okay. You can grab a beer.
Oh no, it's about halfway.
Okay,
So
okay.
I just figured, you know, it'd be nice to have one locked and loaded.
Good
you know?
thought to ask.
You know. So if you guys are watching, please. Yeah.
So, in Taiwan,
Okay.
they operate under their own government.
Okay.
The Taiwanese people are Taiwanese in the sense that they have their own currency and they have their own governing body, their own elections.
Okay.
Now, mainland China claims Taiwan as part of Chinese territory. So you have two people that are coexisting, yet they can't seem to agree on who owns what.
Let Taiwan be. They got their own shit going. They got their own currency. They're running. They're. I mean, I don't know personally. I don't
know anything either.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
But you know, from what I heard, what I've seen, everyone wants to go to Taiwan. Everyone wants to go there. It's cheaper. It's better. It's beautiful. I mean, I just think that the world is so, you know, greedy. Like the world is so greedy. You know, like especially being in Europe and watching what the government does to its own people. It's like, I mean, they're stealing. Like they're straight up stealing tax dollars. They're stealing. They wonder why their cars' tires are getting popped every turn that they make because they're stealing money to place down concrete. You wonder why the schools doesn't have funding and you can't play on the playground because it's not safe because they're stealing.
Do you think it's any one well, maybe one person more than another, but do you think it's, I mean, how
It's everybody, dude.
Because it's like a group think sort of thing. Because people say they, but it's really not just like 7 dudes in Congress. It's more like thousands and thousands in different industries with lobbyists. And
it starts with one.
Like companies. Companies aren't people, but so often we attribute certain characteristics to companies.
Yeah.
Like Nvidia is worth 8% of the S&P 500.
Yeah, Nvidia has been going stupid.
Which is kind of unsettling. If you have your money in a retirement fund,
yeah,
a lot of it's in...
Well, I'm a dummy, so I don't have anything much in my savings.
Me neither.
Okay, cool.
But a lot of Americans do.
Yeah,
a lot of Americans do. And the S&P 500, I'm sure you know what that is.
Yeah.
It's America's top 500 companies.
Yeah.
So for Nvidia, you would think, what's 100 divided by 500? You would think, you know, we're not in communist Russia.
Right.
But you would think, you know, give or take, they'd all be like somewhere around 0.20% valuation of the whole the entire, I think it's called an ETF. I'm not sure if S&P 500 classifies as an ETF. If I had a Jamie, this would be a great time for something like that. But my point is,
Yeah, I don't know anything.
8% is wild.
Yeah, no,
8%
that
is wild. Because I get it, you know, this podcast would not be going on if it weren't for the Nvidia cores inside of this laptop, or, you know, the DaVinci Resolve, and it's semiconductors. It's the future. I get it. But it doesn't make a lot of sense that the rich companies, and by association, the rich people, are climbing to these new heights, and the poor companies and the poor people are dropping to these new lows. Or maybe, in my opinion, actually, it does make a lot of sense.
I mean, it's a monopoly.
What do you think? What do you think, like, the next couple decades look like for us?
I don't know.
What do you think retirement looks like
I will
for
not
us?
be here. I will be out of the country. I plan on living 6 months out of the country.
6 months is not. But what about, like, so you're gonna come back here? Like, what do you
I'll come
imagine decades being like in America as time goes by? What do you think is gonna happen with this growing gap?
I don't know. And that's the scariest part. You know, you can come up with all these theories, you can think all you want, but I mean, half of us don't know what the hell is going on in the first place.
I have no idea.
Everyone believes everything that they see on social media. You know, you see a TikTok, you believe it. Personally, I don't have TikTok. I don't look at that. I don't want to.
I keep all the apps off my phone.
Yeah, I mean,
There's something about the phone format that really sucks me in.
Yeah, it's just technology. It's interesting. Everything's interesting. So it's just like, you hear about, like, for going back to the Taiwan thing, you know, personally, I don't think they'll get affected by anything unless China decides to invade and take it over. I mean, that's going to create issues. But if they leave them alone, I mean, they're fine.
And I hope they take some. I mean, we're so advanced technology-wise, and we're so intelligent as people.
Yeah.
Look at Russia and Ukraine. Don't invade. I feel like I was trying to explain to someone the other day on this show. I think it was Griffin. I just don't think that there's no World War III in our future. There's no. You really talk to me, man. Talk to me.
World War III is. I mean, that's not something I want to believe in. You know, I don't want that to happen. But it's just, look how selfish everyone is. Look at this company, Nvidia, right? That's what it's called. Yeah. I mean, blowing up. You know, pushing all these smaller companies that probably have, if not the same or better. I mean, Nvidia's probably just buying them out.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, it's like, I don't know. I'm not saying the opportunity is limited, but it's just, you know, like, how do you expect someone who come from a shed to be the biggest company in the world regarding technology, especially at this day and age? You know, because there's so many people that can flash money around or manipulate things. I mean, not even trying to bring up the elections or whatever like that, but the whole conspiracy about rigging the elections, it's just like, why are you putting that in our brains?
And the CEOs of these companies are so robotic, I feel, and the way that they address the public. But you have to understand that they're still people.
They don't care. They get a 6-figure paycheck probably once a week or every 2 weeks. You know,
extreme amounts of money.
And it's just crazy how, you know, I'm saying this right now, but hopefully in 5 years, I'm making 6-figure paychecks in 2 weeks or whatever. And I hope that I have the purity and, you know, that I have now wanting to help. I've always wanted to help others. But, you know, I can't sit here and say for sure that I'll never let money get in my head. I can't. I don't know what it's like to have that much money. I don't know what it's like to be in charge of, you know, thousands and thousands of people, to make cuts, to avoid taxes, you know, to support a whole family, you know, take them on trip. Like, I don't know anything. But I feel like with technology and everything that's going on, everything is just so manipulated. Like the whole thing about going to school, you know, I don't believe everyone needs to go to school. I truly don't. For me, I want that piece of paper. I want to start a family heirloom. I want to be able to say, yeah, I was someone's bitch for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, however long it takes me. I don't care. I'm not everyone else. I don't need the justification of, yeah, I graduated 4 years. I work 4 to 5 now, whatever. Hold on, one of my employees are calling. Yo.
Hey, bro, I got one of the customers on the phone. They're on the way here. They said it'll be about 20 minutes. So,
Okay.
25 minutes.
All right, yeah, that sounds good.
And the other car, I can't get a hold of him, man. I'll call and let him message on the answer machine at work, but that's the only number he gave me.
Yeah,
so.
just leave him a voicemail. Let him know to call you back personally, and if he calls you back,
Me right now, matter of fact.
okay. Well, yeah, just yeah.
I got you.
All right, peace.
That's gotta feel good.
What?
You know, they gotta let you know.
Yeah, they do. I'm about to see if Slimy Mike's willing to go in and cash this dude out real quick. Sorry. I love my job. It's great. I got to tell you the backstory on Chris, too. Come on. Yo, can you or Michael Lewin go to the shop and cash out this dude? Because I'm in the middle of a podcast right now.
I didn't come up.
You said what?
Dude, how deep is this podcast right now?
It is deep. Hella deep. I thought y'all were watching it. That's why Griffin left the live in
We
here.
can watch it.
Oh.
Oh,
It's not live.
Oh, Griffin's live isn't live?
No.
Oh. Well, can you ask
wait, I can
Michael
make
Lewin
us go live.
or...
Well, he's at Taco Bell.
Okay, well, yeah, let me call Michael Lewin then. Or can you call Michael Lewin? Actually, I can just call. My phone's at 1, that's why. All right, peace. All right, thank you. All right, cool.
Griffin told me if you hit spacebar, you just go live. I don't know if that's true, but like a weird
Did it say... Yeah.
confirm and go live. It's that button right there.
Yeah. I'll hit that.
Hey, when you sit back down, I want to know what you think about AI.
Oh, dude. I love AI.
Same. You're gonna be surprised to know how much AI helps with this show now.
Oh, dude.
Because I'm a one-man show. I'm a one-man show. I need all the help that I can get. AI, for starters, there was episodes where I would have hour-long conversations with it.
Yeah?
Now it's very much turned into a let's see a counselor. Nice save. So this is what ChatGPT does for me every single episode, and what it's going to do for this episode too. You're going to be pretty amazed because you're on this episode.
Yeah.
So after I clip all these clips together, put the audio in, first and foremost, not ChatGPT, but an AI feature in DaVinci Resolve Studio
Okay.
will master our voices.
Really?
It's going to get rid of all the static. You won't hear the rain on the roof, and we're going to sound very crisp.
So do you have to pay monthly for that?
It's a one-time $295.
I mean, that's not bad.
I know, but I just now recently purchased it.
Okay, so...
Fantastic. Masters audio. Then that's the only time that it happens throughout the editing process. I export, it goes to my computer, uploads to YouTube, and the second time that AI will intervene is after YouTube gives me the transcript. After the video is processed, I can see the transcript. I copy and paste it with timestamps on into ChatGPT, and it will tell me all the timestamps of different topic changes, different notable moments. And when you put that in the YouTube video's description, it splits the video up into chapters. If you've ever seen the timeline of YouTube videos, sometimes it's divided into chapters.
Yeah, it
So
does
you're
all
going to
that?
be able to skip through this video based on each chapter is going to have a name.
Okay.
ChatGPT did that.
Okay.
It also titles the videos.
That's sick.
So I've had some banger titles in the last couple of videos.
Yeah?
Yeah, like $20 for a podcast guest, why I left the party for a podcast. Yesterday was dinosaurs aren't real, why dinosaurs aren't real. But I actually made that one, and it's funny, I made it because like ChatGPT had kind of helped me think about how to title the video, because it titles it for YouTube. I tell it, yo, I'm trying to get clicks here. I'm trying to get eyes on the podcast, more guests.
Yeah.
Trying to find success.
Also, thumbnails help a lot with that.
Thumbnails, I still do. I asked ChatGPT to make one of my thumbnails, and it took my face and made it like smooth and weird.
Yeah.
You know how it does it. Like my teeth were like weird.
Yeah. No, I get that. Personally, AI is the future, dude. I mean, like, I have ChatGPT 5.0.
Same.
I pay $20 a month for it.
Worth it.
So worth it.
Now, the recent update that you see, ChatGPT 5,
What?
There's no more menu. You don't get to choose between 3, 4, 0, 4. So 5, what it does is it chooses between the models for you.
Okay.
And that's a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing, that's what AI should do. It should make decisions for you.
Yeah.
Bad thing, it kind of takes away your freedom of, well, this one takes more processing power. This one, a lot of times it's going to choose the one that gives you the fastest answer.
Mhm.
And that might not be what you want.
I feel like for mine's always on 5.0.
Well, yeah, because that was the update. There's no more menu.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'd rather it be on 5.0 than 4.0 or 2.
Well, the way it worked was there was like 4.0, 3.0 mini, 4.5, 4, and it was more of like if you were an extreme hobbyist. Like if you really, if AI was like your geek passion, these guys would really be able to discern between. There was a post when the 5 transformation was complete about this gentleman that really, and this is a whole different avenue, had a relationship with 3.0 mini. 3.0
I
mini.
think I saw something about
3.0 mini was extremely validating, and it made for a very good human companion.
That's weird.
So with 5, you can no longer make sure you're on 3.0 mini. Doesn't matter what you say or how you prompt it. It's not gonna remember contextually all the things that you said to it in these therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Kind of wipe the board a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this guy was heartbroken.
Over
Heartbroken.
something that's not real.
I don't blame the guy.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause I
if
think
you're
it-
getting that reassurance. I mean,
I think it was
sometimes-
real to him.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what technology does, though. You get what I mean? Like, I remember, like, when I was in Greece, I was talking to my grandma. We call her Yaya in Greek. But, she would tell me about the way people communicated, So, say she went out, went out on, like, a date, right? She'd go out on the date, they would talk. They wouldn't see each other until they got a letter in the mail. 2 or 3 days later, 3 or 4 days later. If you were in a different village, I mean, the way it got there is through a dude on a horse, So you value those relationships way more when you're not up in their business all the freaking time. You know what I mean? And so hearing that has led me to understand that, I love, being involved. But also, as an individual, you need time for yourself. Whether you think it or not, and you want that other person there, how do you truly expect to think for yourself and support yourself unless you figure it out on your own? Now, there's been times where I procrastinate. I call it tweaking out. I stress myself out. And, I'll ask ChatGPT, is this valid? Sometimes I'll sit there and say, yeah, dude, that's valid. Maybe you should go for a walk. Or sometimes it'll be like, dude, you're tweaking out. And I'll sit there and I'm just like, all right, either or, like I need to do something for myself, So it's just like, I don't know. Technology's crazy now, dude. Like, it's insane. Apparently they're trying to put Siri with ChatGPT.
Well, they have Apple Intelligence.
Yeah, Apple Intelligence, but it's powered by ChatGPT.
I don't think because OpenAI, the company that owns ChatGPT, was acquired by Microsoft. That was a huge deal.
Look at
And
that.
Microsoft and Apple are
Monopoly.
direct competitors. With this private, it's not private equity technically, but it is though. Like you said earlier, Nvidia, they just buy out companies. I mean, I feel like all business is moving to like this. It's like this super, like Meta, where you have companies like Meta that just fucking. It's like this. They spread their arms out wide and they see how much they can fucking. It's like a 27-year-old at an Easter egg hunt for 5-year-old kids.
Yeah,
He's just hogging all the damn eggs.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't know. When I was in Europe, hearing the people talk about the United States and how lucky I am
Really?
is crazy. Because I would wake up every day and just be like, I'm here. I'm doing what I can. But the what I mean behind that is that, for instance, my goal in life is to open up my own car wash. That's what I want. I'm good at it. That's not what I want to do forever, but I know that's going to be my foundation. That's what's going to kickstart my heart, get me going, whether it's in real estate, owning other businesses, restaurant, I don't know. But my goal is to start with the car wash. After that, build a foundation and just be able to support my friends and family in what they want to do, And talking to my dad's aunt, his uncle has Alzheimer's. He's bedridden. Can't talk. He doesn't talk. Nothing. He just lays there all day. Does nothing. And she's sitting here talking to me, and she was telling me about like why she's doing this, why she hasn't put him in a home. Why is because that love and communication. They met back when they were, I think she was 14, he was 19 or something or something crazy. Like it was something crazy. It was something crazy. But they got married at like she was 15, had a kid by 16, you know? And she was telling me how America, there's so much more opportunity, but the government does not let you see it. Everyone around us, Mexico, Canada, Europe, all of Europe, all those little third world countries that all the immigrants that are trying to come here is because they see what America has to offer. I'm blinded by it. I didn't know that I could go down to Wilmington, down there to the community center and get a month's worth of rent for free. I didn't know that was available. It is. All I have to do is bring in my W-2, my ID, and they're going to give me a check to pay my rent. I get it once a year. I didn't know that I could buy a house without. I read this book. I didn't know I could buy a house as a first buyer's loan. I could put 0 to 3% down and have my own house. Once I own that house, that's an asset of mine. That means I'm worth nothing right now. I buy a $300,000 house. I am now worth $300,000. So those are things that we're not taught in school.
Well, do you think it's like there's so much of it around us that it's like, when there's that much of something, you take it for granted.
Yeah. I also feel like it's a lot easier, but we're so blinded by everything around us that we don't even think to look. Like everyone, you see rich people get rich unless they lose their money from bad investments, gambling, something like that. A lot of people who are rich and go broke have no problem getting rich again. And I've seen it. Like my dad, for instance. I mean, my dad's not rich or anything like that by any means, but he lost everything. He had
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he had a great business. He had everything, but then
they're rich in their mind almost.
Yeah, it's like what you need to do to get there. When my dad lost everything, he started from the bottom, worked his way back up. Now, he's not a millionaire by any means, but now, for the first time in 10 years, he's making 6 figures again. He's comfortable. He can go to sleep at night and not worry about bills, And so I feel like Americans have that problem of getting over that hump or realizing that, like, if you want something, it is there. You just got to get it. And I still struggle with that, like, part of me is sitting here right now thinking, why am I not building a business plan to open up my own wash, presenting it to the owner of where I work? Because he's seen what I do. I beat the other store by 90 grand in 1 year of sales. So it's like, and that was the shittier store. My store has never beaten the other store before in 27 years. The 1 year I worked there, I beat him by, I think it was actually 70 grand plus gross 90 or something. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's just like, those are things that we get blinded by that one fat paycheck, that one bonus that he gives. It's a way of it's almost like the Nvidia thing, you see an opportunity, you throw a little change out there, they're going to fall for it. They're going to take it and make it their own. That's how I feel like companies grow. You have someone who has an opportunity or can build something, or I don't know. It's just.
So when you have a car wash, do you think that it might, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last segment of the show. You've now broken away from, man, we hit a ton of topics.
We did.
If you want to be the sponsor, you can be the first sponsor.
First sponsor, do it.
Get in touch with me, man.
Do it.
What do you think?
Do it now before it's too late.
What do you think about, like, if you were the, how do I phrase this? If you were to break off today and open that doors to that new car wash, you'd need employees.
Yeah.
So what do you think about, like, do you think you might have to find a way to, like, to ignore the fact that you're kind of keeping a lot of these guys as your employees? Like, you're gonna have to find your own Yanni. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so you might have to be like, you might have to tell them, like, I don't know, but like, you might have to lie to them.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, bro, like, cause you can't, cause if he goes and opens his own car wash, then how are you gonna
So the way that I am, I wasn't always like, I mean, I've always been an outgoing guy. I've always been able to talk to people. I've always been a great salesman. But regarding worth ethic, trust, knowing what I'm doing, like I got to shout out my managers before me. You know, when I worked at Autobell in Charlotte, I had Trevor, Frack, which was my boss, like my store manager, Chris, and Anton. Those dudes led me to believe that I could do fucking anything. I were like, and with them, I mean, I didn't have a car for about like 6 to 7 months. I mean, they'd pick me up at 5:30 in the morning, take me to work with them. You know, I'd go to work with them. Once 1, 2 o'clock came around, they brought me home. You know, they were always there. They taught me the ways. They taught me how to run a business. They taught me how to talk to customers. So, like, yes, finding your own Yanni. Like, I won't find my own Yanni. I have to create my own.
That's
Yanni.
a great answer. To a bad question, might I add? I didn't like the question I just asked. This is what I really want to ask. This final segment is for a bit of it's like advice philosophy type of deal. And now
I love this.
We're supposed to leave these people off. We have I don't know how much time. We're gonna go over time for sure.
Okay.
I hate to go over time.
Okay.
So what do you think? What do you think, man?
I think you can't move forward in life if you're driving looking through the rearview mirror. That's what I think. I think that everyone makes mistakes in life. It depends how you look at it. You like what I said earlier. You got to lose to know how to win. You know, you look at any millionaire, they will tell you. Everyone that I've ever met told me that they've had 5 cents to the dollar in their account. But that did not, they walked around like they had $1 million in their pocket. I'm doing that right now. I got minus $300 in my account. I'm not stressing about it. I'm going to put food on the table. I'm going to have gas in my car. And I'm going to show up to work like nothing ever happened. So it's just, you know, you can't let the little things defeat you in life. And if they are defeating you, look at it as a learning lesson. Because you'll never grow unless you understand why you made that mistake. At least that's just my philosophy on it. You know, but like I said, you can't move forward driving through looking through the rear view mirror. Like that is my favorite thing. You know, if you're moving up in life and you think back to back then and you did this, you did that, that's going to affect the next day. That's going to affect you. You know, but if you look back and you're like, man, I remember when I did that stupid shit, did that, and won't do that again. You know, you're going to wake up and make the right decisions. You're going to do what you need to do. You know, there's so many times where like my staff, you know, they'll text me personally and be like, dude, I'm low on rent, blah, 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 blah. I got you. I mean, I was there. I'm not there right now. I might be 300 in the hole, but like, I'm good. I'll survive. That doesn't scare me. Now, if you're scared, then, you know, it's okay to be scared. You know, like, you got to be scared. If you're not scared, then, like, what's there to fear? So if you have no fears, then you're going nowhere. Nowhere. So.
I wonder where we're going to be in a year.
Somewhere great.
I think somewhere great also.
Somewhere great.
I think at our age, a lot can change in a year.
I mean, look at us now.
A lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
The shed's changed. You've changed. I've changed.
I drive a Mercedes now.
I've seen it.
Yeah. I never thought in my life I'd be driving a matte black Mercedes.
It's very nice.
I need to get rid of it.
Really?
It's too expensive for me, dude.
I knew it was for sale.
Yeah.
I knew that was
Yeah,
for sale.
Griffin posted it for me. I don't need it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't need it.
That's the thing. I once owned a Honda Goldwing, and I was like, why the hell do I own this?
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, do I love it when I pull up somewhere and someone's like, oh, nice Mercedes. Yeah, that's cool. But I'd rather 5 years from now pull up in a Rolls Royce and be like, what do you do for a living? And I'm going to be like, I stuck my head down and I did what the fuck I had to do. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. As long as you love it, you will be successful. And that's what everyone tells me.
Yanni, I'm scared of going back to school. I'm going back to school.
Me too, bro.
I took 2 years off. I dropped my classes for 2 years.
Good, bro. Good for you.
And I got 17 credit hours starting on Monday.
Dog, I don't even think I have. Maybe I'm lucky if I have 17.
And I'm freaking the fuck out. I work at Jersey Mike's and I like it. I feel like I make a difference there. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
School scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. But do you think you need to get over that fear? Or do you want to just back down and let it?
I don't want to drop. I don't want to drop again.
Yeah. So go at your own pace, dude. For so long, I let everyone around me dictate what the fuck I was doing with my life. You know, like when all my friends transferred in, you know what I did? I took a fat load. I wanted to catch up, transfer in ASAP. Fucked myself. Completely fucked myself. So my academic advisor looked at me and goes, Yanni, it's in your best interest to take a year off and do what you think is best for yourself. And when you're ready a year from now, come back. Because after a year, your transcript, all the bad classes, you failed classes, exempt classes will drop. You get to come back in and you get a fresh start. When I go back in January, I still have to wait until January to go back in. When I go back into January, I'm not starting with 5 or 6 classes. I'll start out with 1 or 2, maybe 3. Why? Because, you know, I don't give a fuck if I'm a 5th year, 6th year, 7th year. As long as I do it, that's all that I care about. The people that I meet through that is going to be worth so much more than me rushing through, you know? So although we might be behind academically, are we behind mentally? I don't think so.
Hell no.
I mean, dude, look at you. Like, look at your setup. I mean, these cameras are nice as hell. You
With
know,
that, the episode's over.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I wonder, maybe we will do this again next year, but hopefully you run tomorrow because
Yeah, let's do it.
I
I'm
will
off
be.
tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
good. So am I. Well,
Yeah.
I'm off today. I need to get some good sleep tonight.
Yeah, get
All
some
right,
stuff.
done.
All right, let's do it.